It really doesn't matter what the situation is, what you're dealing with in life or just, in general. When you neglect something, in the end, it always gonna end the same way. And that way it's not gonna end good, you know, whether it be a relationship, whether it be your job, it's simple things. You wanna this year decide you're gonna plant a garden. And if you don't fertilize that garden and water it properly, eventually things are not gonna grow, and the things that grow on their own, they're gonna end up dying. And even in relationships, you get so comfortable with a person and you get so comfortable with people that your effort, a lot of times, knowing or unknowing, cannot be given your best effort, and the person can deal with it for a while, or they can try to deal with it or overlook it or think they're dealing with it, but eventually that neglect is going to show up. Eventually, that neglect can lead to and cause bitterness in relationships, causing people to want to be out of it, and really can't put their finger on it. So it could be something that was said, it could be something that was done that they think and they blame it on while the relationship ends. But you can always look back to neglect. You can always look back to, just not being, completely committed to creating or improving the situation. Just, going with the flow and letting whatever happen happen. So neglect is a danger that easily sneaks upon us because it never shows up as neglect, and it never gets really talked about neglect. Like I said, you will talk about a situation, you will talk about actions, but you won't talk about not spending proper time. You won't talk about not fertilizing that situation, not watering that person, meaning not building them up, not encouraging them. If you're in life and have a life together, you should encourage each other. You should fertilize each other. But, neglect takes time. Neglect is a slow process, it seems like. It's like when it shows its face, and that's normally that is at the end when it's over. And normally, if you look back and be honest, you can say, well, man, was I 100%? Did I properly do or handle everything? And that's going to cause a lot of issues. You don't study for your schoolwork. It doesn't matter how many degrees you want or how successful you want to be in that field. If you don't study and don't put forth the effort, eventually it's going to get to a point to where you're going to flunk out. In a relationship, a person can only going to take mistreatment for so long. So that's the thing we can't do. We can't let that sleeping monster neglect. We can't let it sneak in. We can't let it be the major part of our relationships and our lives. So let's try to stay focused, and let's catch neglect before it ever started. Let's water and fertilize all situations. Be blessed.